Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm pretty excited for this video because I'm going to be doing 20 best products from 20 brands in under 20 minutes. So this was created by Jen Loves Reviews, and I think it's a really brilliant idea and also kind of a little bit of a challenge to make sure that you get to talk about all your favorites, but also to keep it speedy, talk about each thing for like less than a minute was basically how it breaks down to, and that's not even counting this intro right now. So I'm going to try and move things along, but I did want to add a little bit of a twist of my own, which is that all of the brands I'm going to be talking about are indie. So it's going to be the 20 best products from 20 different indie brands that I've tried. There were a few I didn't include because it was just so difficult to choose. Like for example, Menagerie Cosmetics. I really love their Feral palette for so many reasons, but I also love their Whale Song palette. And I was like, how do I choose what's best? I couldn't, so I didn't. So Menagerie Cosmetics is not on the list because I love both of them equally and I couldn't decide. But I have a good variety of different brands from all over and different price tags and single shadows and highlighters and all kinds of things. So I'm really excited. Let's just go ahead and jump right on in. So the first brand that I have to talk about is Juvia's Place, and my favorite product slash palette from Juvia's Place is the Tri palette, which just looks like this. I believe it retails for $20, but I've seen it on sale for like $10, which is crazy, and it's just such a beautiful color scheme. I do have this on my eyes today for a part. I have another palette mixed in, but it's so beautiful. I love the different duochromes. I love the different shimmers, the different green and matte tones. I feel like they just all play together so beautifully, and that's why I love this one the most. I do overall enjoy Juvia's Place formula for all of their palettes, but this one, the color scheme just speaks to my heart the most. I love this grungy shade, the warm shades. Even though at first I wasn't sure how to feel about them, I feel like they all go together so well, so I absolutely love this. So next, from Hallberg Cosmetics, the best product that I've tried is their fantastic lipstick in the shade Pink Opal. I was torn between this and their little powder puff, but that's more of a tool and this is more of a product, so that's why I chose the lipstick. This is actually my only lipstick in this video. I have the shade Pink Opal, and it is just such a beautiful nude pinky shade for my skin tone. I'm going to include a swatch, even though that's going to take a little bit of time. It's just so pretty, and my favorite thing about this is that it has such a beautiful glossy finish. I love the formula so much, and I would be very interested to try more, but I'm happy with this. I feel like it is my perfect everyday quick easy nude, and the formula is just perfection if you like a glossy lip. I don't find that I need to top this with other glosses because it is glossy enough on its own. It has just enough pigmentation. It's just an all-around, just like perfect go-to lip product for me. So next, the best product that I've tried from Ofra Cosmetics is going to have to be my Pillow Talk highlighter. I just absolutely adore this highlighter. It is the most beautiful icy pink tone. I cannot get enough, and if you have fair skin and you like a pink highlight, I just have to rave about this. Like, it is just so blinding. It's just the perfect tone. It just looks so glowy on the skin. I feel like I'm gonna leave my arm here for pink highlighter swatches because I have a lot of those coming in this video. But from Ofra, this is my favorite product from them, my standout. I've talked about it so many times. Next, from Sydney Grace Cosmetics, you already know. Like, you already know. If you're not new to my channel, you already know. This is their Pink Lightning Loose Highlighter. I love this highlighter so much. I have so many amazing products from Sydney Grace, but this one just stands out because the tone is so beautiful, and their loose highlighter formula is very unique. It has a little bit of like this thick creaminess to it, so it's not quite as like thin as a lot of other loose highlighters. Like, it feels creamy, which is kind of interesting, and the shade of this is just such a beautiful like pink. Like, it's so, like a cotton candy pink, honestly. It is so beautiful, and it's my favorite loose highlighter. I wear it all the time, like way too much. If it was pressed, I would have hit pan on it by now. That's all I can say. So it is beautiful, and I plan on wearing it till the day I die, basically. Like, this is the highlighter I want to be buried in. That's kind of a more of a joke. I don't know why I'm going there. This is what happens when I'm on a time crunch. So next, from Certify, my favorite product. I've only tried palettes from them, but my favorite palette is the Tropical Wonders palette. This is actually my favorite rainbow palette. If you are curious, I did a whole battle of the rainbow palettes. I kind of went through and reviewed a ton of different rainbow palettes and why they would be good for certain people, but for me personally, this is the palette that is on the top of my list. As you can see, mine is pretty dirty and loved and used, and I just feel like these are so pigmented and buildable, and they blend well, and they just pack such a punch. So I really enjoy this. It's my top favorite rainbow palette and my top palette from Certify. Even though it's not the most unique color scheme, it's just a rainbow, I feel like it was done really, really well. Alright, next, my best product from Lovelux Beauty is going to have to be a shade from their See Me From Space Drenched highlighter palette. I have quite a few different types of products from Lovelux Beauty, but this highlighter in Heliocentric is my absolute favorite. It's such a beautiful, like, champagne-y, peachy, golden, just beautiful mixture. It just looks very, very, very glowy on the skin. It has a little bit of a thicker texture to it, and it's very blinding. I always go in with like a denser brush to kind of blend this into the skin really well, but it just has such a beautiful like color to it. I find it to kind of be a little bit unique, so I reach for that one a ton, and it's my favorite product from Lovelux Beauty. Obviously, that's why it's in this category. Okay, next from Alamar Cosmetics, I've tried so many things, but my favorite continues to be the Reina del Caribe palette, just because I feel like it's such a pretty color scheme. It's so go-to. Such beautiful, warm, neutrally tones, and then I love that you can have this like highlighting shade. You've got a more neutrally greeny olivey shimmer, which I feel like is a very interesting choice, and then these beautiful pops of blue. And the shimmer formula is so intense and stunning and just scrumptious, so I really, really love this. It's one of my favorite neutral palettes, so I had to choose it. Even though I love a lot of things from the brand, this is my longtime favorite. Alright, so the best product from Blush Tribe in my opinion is the Paulina palette. It was hard choosing between this and the Hasina 2 because I love both of the color schemes so much, but I absolutely adored Paulina. I love what this collaboration stood for, and I think it is just such an interesting color scheme. The mixture of the greens and the pinks and the purples, I think the shades in here are all really, really beautiful and well done. And this shade right here, Friends, is one of my favorite greens ever, so that one really stands out to me. I think it's just an overall gorgeous, gorgeous palette, and I reach for it all the time, so had to include it as my favorite from Blush Tribe. So next, from Beauty Bakery Cosmetics, I haven't tried that much. I've tried a powder, some lipstick products, but my favorite that I've tried so far is their Milk and Honey palette, and I also feel like this is definitely very underrated. I feel like I never hear anyone talk about this, but first of all, like, it is so cute. Like, it's a Milk and Honey palette. It even came in like this like little bee like high casing, and it was so adorable, but the actual palette just looks like this. And then there are 4 highlighter shades in here. You've got Oh Honey, spoiler alert, Queen Being, and Be Sweet. And I find that all 3 of these shades work for my skin tone, which I absolutely love, because most highlighter palettes, majority of shades, don't work, and I can only use them as like eyeshadows or like different types of toppers. I have to find like creative ways to use them, whereas this, I feel like I can do a really beautiful pink highlight. It's so beautiful. That's my favorite shade, Oh Honey. There's a really light icy white highlight, and then this one comes off as a beautiful peach, and then there is this more bronzy one, which I don't really use very much. I overall think it is such a beautiful formula. I'm going to swatch Oh Honey for you just to give you a little rundown on all my pinks here. Oh gosh, that is so beautiful. So stunning. It has like the prettiest, like a little bit of a gold tone to it, but it's like a baby pink type of shade. So I really love that, and I feel like this is blinding, but it's buildable. Like, you can start off with a small layer and just have like a really beautiful natural glow, or you could build it up and be like bam on the skin, and it still kind of looks like it just meshes in. It does not emphasize texture or anything like that. I think it's such a beautiful highlight formula. If Beauty Bakery ever did single highlights, I would be instantly intrigued, just because I love this formula so much. Alright, so those are all of my palettes. I am so curious to see how I end up editing this to make it all happen in time. But next I went ahead and threw a bunch of singles into an Adept Cosmetics palette, because of course some of my favorite products from a bunch of indie brands are singles. So I have 2 more highlighters to mention. First, my best product that I've personally tried from Terra Moon Cosmetics is going to be their Lace Highlighter. This is my favorite. It just looks like this. It is a ginormous highlighter, and I mean, actually, it's not that big. It's the same size as a lot of other highlighters. Like, it's the same size as the Ofra, but just because it's a single pan, it feels bigger. It's a really beautiful, you guessed it, pink tone, but it's different. It's like a pinky silver almost, but it looks so blinding on the skin. So there is lace. I feel like all of these pinks have different tones, and it's kind of funny because I love them all so much. And I just think that it looks like it's going to be a little bit too dark. Like when I turn my arm, it looks like the undertone might be a little bit much for my skin, but I just blend it back into my cheekbones and it adds this beautiful like blushing pinky just gorgeousness. So I really love lace so much, and I constantly reach for that one. So my last highlighter that I have to mention is Transcendence from Vanessa's Vanity, which just looks like this. This was a more recent addition to my collection. They actually did send me this as PR, and it was so kind because they sent specific shades that I had talked about in indie makeup releases as really wanting, and it just, I don't know, it kind of showed a different kind of PR, like just a very curated of exactly what I had talked about. I thought was really cool, rather than just like a hodgepodge of someone who might know who I am but doesn't really know my preferences or anything. So I just thought it was sweet, and they did give me a code. It's not affiliate or anything, but if you ever want to save money on Vanessa's Vanity, you can use AMYLOVES now. But anyways, this is Jade Transcendence, and I don't know if you can tell, but it like completely switches from like green to blue to purple. There's a pink undertone at parts. Like it is a rainbow highlighter all in one. And when I was wearing this on my face in a recent video, I got so many questions about what it was because I turned my face one way and it's blue. I turned my face the other way and it's green. It was crazy. Like, and it like in some lights it looks purple. Like it's just so beautiful and multi-dimensional and just it's so pretty. Like I'm gonna, here, look. That purple, green, pinky, just so cool. The formula is nice as well. It's a little bit softer, not quite as intense as some other shades, but that's perfectly fine because it really goes with the color. It goes with being able to kind of build it up a little bit. So there is Transcendence, which it just looks like a plain green when I swatch on my arm like that, but you can see it is so much more. Like right now I can see straight up pink, so it's such a cool highlighter. All right, so now jumping into single eyeshadows. I feel like if you are familiar with my channel, a lot of these are going to be repeats, so I apologize, but I have to obviously talk about the ones that I truly love the most. So starting off, the best product that I've tried from Jade Cosmetics has to be their Galaxy Shadow in the shade Prismatic. I'm obsessed with this because it goes from a lime green to a super bright blue shift. It is so stunning, and it's probably one of the most unique duochromes I've ever seen. I can't think of any other eyeshadow on the market even close to this, so I think that is why this one stands out the most to me from Jade Glow. Even though I have a bunch of shades from them that I really love, this one is just the absolute most unique. Alright, next, my best product from Cosmetics is their single shadow in the shade Lily. I love so many of their shadows. I love everything that Cosmetics does, but this one has to be my favorite. It has a really big dip going on in it, and I just love these kind of shades. And Cosmetics has my favorite matte formula, so I'll show you what it looks like here. Like, look at that. Do you see how smooth that is? It is so perfect. This is actually the only matte shade that even made it into my best indie products for this video, so I feel like that speaks really highly. I just love their matte formula so much. They've only got like 10 matte shades right now, so I am just like hoping, praying that they will expand their matte collection very soon. Alright, so next, my best product from Enchanted Luster Cosmetics, which is a really cool Australian indie brand, is their shade Soul Prizm. I just love this so much. It goes from like a green and it has like a purple shift as well, a bluey purple, but also the actual base is like a really warm tone. It's such a pretty duochrome, and it's so soft, and just it's very interesting. On the eye, if you use it with warm tones, it kind of just looks like this green shift, at least in this lighting that I have right now. But whenever I like go into other lighting, I can really see the blue more. It's more apparent. I wish it was easier to show you. Next, my best product from Looksy Beauty is going to be their shade Tesla. I am obsessed with this. Again, there's a pretty good little dip going on in here now, and it is just the most beautiful pink with a blue shift to it. Like, I die. Like, I just love it. It's a baby pink with a blue shift. I've been so obsessed with shades like this, and Tesla was the one that started it. I think I bought this on a whim. I didn't even really understand what I was getting, but now I just love it so much. And their shadows are so affordable. They're like $2.50, and they also just look so intense on the eye and metallic and just shiny. They're so good. All right, next, my best product from Menagerie Cosmetics would definitely be their Willy Wonka Exploders and their Galaxy Dust collection. But if I could only choose one, the one I've been loving so much recently is the shade Swudge, because it's like this beautiful blue with like a periwinkle shift to it. It is really stunning. I don't know if you're going to be able to see in this lighting and the purple that is there, but it is so beautiful. I've done a full review on those collections and also eye swatches as well, which I feel like you can see the purple a little bit better there. And I feel like every single day you could ask me what my favorite shade is from Divina as far as these collections go, and I would probably change my answer. But right now, like look at the purple. Ugh, it's so beautiful. I'm obsessed with Swudge. Alright, so next, my best product from Cleona Cosmetics, which is a Canadian indie brand, would have to be the shade Snowdrift or Soul. I love Soul. It's a yellow to blue shift, but I also really love Snowdrift, and I feel like I haven't talked about this one as much, so I'm going to give it its little moment. This shade is a really beautiful light blue, but it has like very subtle pink sparkles through it, and I just absolutely love the Cleona Cosmetics metallic formula. It's so intense and just so pretty. Like, the sparkles in this, the shift in this, it's beautiful. Next, from Amy Heart's Beauty, is going to be the shade Ghost. I also really love their lip glosses, but this is the one shade I'm like so obsessed with. It's got like a pinky base, but it's like this intense green shift to it. It is so stunning, and I love this shade on the inner corner, and it's so intense. It has like the perfect green shade to it, so that's my favorite shade, or my favorite product. From Amy Heart's Beauty. Alright, next, the best product from Touch of Glam Beauty has to be their Sparkle Shifter in the shade Booyah. I love a lot of their shades again, but this one, it just has my heart because it is the most intense inner corner shade I think I've ever used in my life as far as like this kind of tone. It's like a white, bluey, purpley, shifting, just magicalness, but the texture is just so beautiful and intense. Like, look at that. It is just absolutely stunning. I love this shade so much, and I'm a little obsessed. And I keep thinking like how they named it Booyah. Like, did they finally get it perfect? And they were like, Booyah, like perfect inner corner, Booyah. I don't know, but I'm obsessed. Alright, last but not least, the 20th brand, if I counted correctly, hopefully I did, is Makeup Geek, and the best product from them is going to have to be my shade Voltage. I've just been loving this so much, and it's just the perfect yellow undertone. It's funny because I had this in my collection for so long, and I liked it, but I just was never that obsessed with it until recently, and I just think like it is the most beautiful light gold inner corner color. So those are all my little single shadows. It's kind of interesting to see them all swatched out and see what they ended up being together as my favorites. A lot of them are duochromes, actually. Like all of them except for the matte shade is a duochrome. That's interesting. I didn't realize I love duochromes so much. I mean, it makes sense, but I just didn't think about it. Just trying to make it so you can see the duochrome just a little bit more. Alright, so that was my 20 best products from 20 different indie brands in under 20 minutes, hopefully. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!